Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Severely Mame, and today I am going to... Honestly, I know what I'm doing. I've had a not great YouTube couple days. I filmed a video a few days ago that was supposed to come out on Saturday. I started to edit it. I did not like it, and I kept trying to push through and be like, maybe I'll be fine. I couldn't get through it. I didn't like it. So I was like, okay, it's time to scrap that idea. Maybe that will, I'll come back to it in a couple days and like it more, but I was like, I need to come up with something new. So then on Saturday, my usual upload day, I was like, okay, I'll see how quickly I can get a project done today. And that could be fun and kind of a little bit of a challenge to get it out for Sunday. Well, now it's Sunday, and I'm recording a completely different video because I just keep hitting tiny roadblocks, little nuisances, but nothing too big. But I had to change out everything I was kind of planning for YouTube videos and for my entire schedule. So at first, I was planning on making this Simplicity 1940s pattern, make just the bolero as a little Christmas festive look to wear. I already have a skirt out of this material. I thought it would be perfect to have like a little suit set to wear during the holiday season. So I started to cut it out and do all the markings, and I then realized, I brought it over to my sewing machine, went to start sewing the darts, and I realized, I was like, oh yes, all of the posts that would hold thread on my machine have broken off. One of which on the top, so there's two on the top and one for the bobbin. The two on the top, one was snapped off when I got it, and you know, it's from 1962, it's a plastic. I wasn't that surprised or that upset about it. The one for the bobbin also snapped off. That one's a little harder to replace because I think I'll have to drill the plastic out. But then I was moving my machine the other day, and I vaguely remember doing it. I moved it, and I must have bumped it into my chest, and I snapped off the last of the thread holders. So I realized I could not do any sewing until I got that fixed, which is currently in the works. But I was so excited to start this project. I like the fabric I was working with, and I was excited about this pattern, because you know, I'm really into suits right now, but having little like matching sets is just as good, and this one didn't have any buttons to deal with, so I thought it'd be a nice quick project. But what that ended up inspiring was that I have changed how I'm going to do my sewing, I think, in general from here on out. So because I didn't have my sewing machine, and I had gotten through the hard part of, you know, getting on the floor and getting everything cut out and ready to go, and all the markings made, and then I couldn't do it. So I was like, well, what do I do now? Well, I can't sew this. And I've decided that now every couple weeks, I will get all of the patterns and the fabric together of things I want to make and spend a day cutting everything out at once. Now I know this sounds like the most terrible day. Just spending it cutting out patterns. I did that today, and honestly, because there's no like excitement building up for actually getting over to the sewing machine and starting to work on it, I was able to just sit and take my time and cut everything out nicely and enjoy just getting this portion of it done. I've cut out 3 different patterns to all make in the next week and a half or so. I want them all made before Christmas, so I'll get them staggeringly done over the next week or two. And now all of the hard part is done. I've cut it all out, I've done all my markings, and I think that this is something I want to do in the future and like continue every couple weeks to cut out all my sewing patterns for projects. And I think it will help me here on YouTube because I'll have that all settled. I can record all of that in one day and have that set, but then also when it comes to doing my sewing days, I don't have to move around as much when it comes to recording. I don't have to like set up in the living room to capture me cutting it out on the floor, move it all to my sewing area. Like, I can have it just set up and ready to go, which is really exciting. And I think that this is actually gonna really help change how I get things done and get my productivity up a bit. Because now that I've kind of realized that this is a method that might work for me, I'm really excited about it. I think that it's gonna give me more days that I feel like I can get up and get over to the sewing machine instead of having those days where I'm like, oh God, I've got to spend an hour and a half on the floor cutting all of this out and then marking it, which I realized it always feels like an hour and a half that I'm spending cutting things. And I had an hour and a half total of footage of me cutting out 3 different patterns. So I think that that's pretty good. I didn't record me cutting out the lining for one jacket, and that was maybe about 3 minutes because it was 3 pieces. It was very quick. So I think I've changed how I'm going to sew. I don't know if this is an idea that anybody else has done themselves and likes or hates. Let me know down below. Is like the worst part of sewing projects cutting out the pattern and then cutting the fabric? Because I think it is. Some people hate hand sewing. The fabric cutting is what I hate the most. What's your least favorite part of sewing? Just let me know down below, because maybe you can give me something else to hate. But I've gotten some projects started. Also, I am so sorry that I look terrible. I got in makeup to do 2 different videos this week, and none of them have panned out. And I just did not feel like I had time to put on makeup again to try and get this out now. Tomorrow, it is evening, it is dark. I'm still gonna have to edit all of this and then post it tomorrow. So, yes, I am not looking my most glamorous. I told myself in this time of YouTube, because I kind of took a long break, I was like, I'm only going to record videos. I've got to be wearing lipstick. I've got to look good, and I've got to be wearing lipstick. I put lipstick on, I don't look great. This is all beside the point, but my apologies for not looking as glamorous as you might expect. I have now got 3 projects cut out, and I am excited to get working on them. And I'm gonna now show you the cutting out process for all of them. Talk to you a little bit about what they're going to be and the fabric choices that I've made and stuff like that. I'm really excited about all of these. I want them all done before Christmas. We will see if that can be done. But all in all, I don't think it's that much work. It's 1 blouse, 1 bolero, and another sportswear kind of blouse. But all in all, let's just get right into that. Okay, so here I am starting to cut out the pattern for Simplicity 8462, a 1940s vintage pattern. I am doing style C, which is a bolero with a long sleeve. The bolero is being made out of a red, green, white with a little bit of yellow flannel. Now, I have a skirt I made out of this a couple years ago for Christmas time. I love it, and I've been sitting on the remainder of this fabric now, I think for 2 Christmas seasons. And with my current love for suits and sets, I thought it would be great to make this 40s bolero to go with the skirt, so I have a really formal but comfortable outfit that I could wear if I had anything to do. Because I keep all my Christmas clothes and wear them year to year, even if I don't have anything to go to this year. Next year, I might have something where a flannel bolero and skirt will be the perfect look. Now, I don't have the footage of me cutting out the lining, but there is a satin lining for this. Also, in this video that I am watching now for the first time, I'm realizing my slip is ripped. Please do not judge me. I will sew it up myself because that's what I do. So I had trouble placing this pattern. It is a big fabric suck. I could not get things on this 45 width fabric to line up to not use all that I had. I got it to work. I had to shift things around a bunch to get the direction correct and all of the pieces cut out. This one was not super easy, But now that it's cut out, I'm excited to get into the sewing. But this one is, like I said, Simplicity 8462. It is the Bolero that's fully lined. And I'll be coming back to this pattern for another style with my next cut. So this one is from the same pattern, 8462, and this is style A, which is the blouse. The blouse buttons down the back, has a short kimono style sleeve, and has 4 pleats across the front, if I'm correct. It's 3 or 4 pleats across the front, and I'm cutting it out of this chartreuse satin. Now, if you've seen my tiger print suit, I've used this satin for the lining for that. I also made myself a pair of tap pants and 30s bra from this. I had a bunch of it. This is the last yard and change that I had. And this is actually kind of a tester run to cut this out of real vintage fabric, but a chartreuse satin 40s top will for sure get worn in the Christmas season, especially because I have a red gabardine skirt that will look great with it. This one was very easy and straightforward to cut out. Now moving on, this fabric was a nightmare to line up. It is a flannel. I had to iron it, and I still struggled and did not correctly get everything laid out to do any sort of like pattern matching or anything. I was trying to, honestly, I was trying to do a good job. I had the pattern or the fabric folded right down the center, but not the center of the fabric, the center of the center panel of the plaid, because those were not the same thing. For some reason, when I folded the fabric in half, it was not centered on any of the stripes. It was a little bit off center, so I had to work all that out. This fabric was a nightmare. This pattern is not. It is just a hooded blouse with long sleeves. I'm very excited about this one because I think it could look, I could wear it kind of as a jacket or a shirt. I needed something kind of Christmas casual, and I think that this will do the trick. There's also another style that I think I'm going to alter in a future video for all of you. Once I cut everything out, I moved on over to my sewing table because I wanted to do all of the notches and the marks, and all of the darts and everything. So I get these all marked. This video, I actually don't have me doing all of them. My friend Arena Naomi on Instagram, or no, she might have changed that now. My friend Elena. She called me and interrupted my video, so I don't have that content because I just did it while I was on FaceTime with her. But these are all my projects I worked on. Okay, so I just wanted to wrap things up. I just walked you through all of the video of me cutting everything out. All the fabrics I chose were a little finicky and terrible to work with. I kind of set myself up for a rough time. But, you know, that's sewing. It doesn't always pan out the way you want it to. But I'm really excited. I'm looking down at the fabric scraps I have still. I'm super excited about all of this stuff and the holiday season. My partner and I just, we knew we weren't going to be able to follow through with our travel plans, but everything is now officially canceled. So instead of letting it make me sad, which it does, I was going to meet their family for the first time, so I'm sad it's not going to happen just yet, but it's giving me time to stay home and work on all of my projects and get everything done before the Christmas season that I wanted to, and then, you know, by the time we can travel, we will go visit, and it will be great. I hope everyone is staying safe this holiday season. Make sure to wear a mask when you go out, and stay home. Celebrate with the people in your home. We've been doing something festive every couple nights, watching a Christmas movie, making dinner, having hot apple cider, you know, just making it a good time from home. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you like what I'm doing, or just me. Or you can be like me and hate subscribe and watch videos if you don't like me. I do that quite often. But all around, I hope you enjoyed this. I had a great time. Just kidding. I can't wait to get back into my, like, another video when everything's working fine and I can actually show you the sewing process of all of these. If you like what I'm doing here, you can follow the link below to my Patreon account where you can catch some exclusive content over there and help me produce all of these videos. Thank you all so much, and I will see you next week. Happy holidays.